The first thing Luka learned about the world was silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the heavy silence that falls over a small European village in winter. When snow covers rooftops and people keep their curtains closed, Luka was 8 years old when his father left for work in another country. Just for a year, his father had said, kneeling down and holding his shoulders. But winters are long in some parts of Europe, and sometimes a year feels like forever. His mother worked double shifts at a bakery in town. Every morning, before sunrise, she would kiss Luka's forehead and whisper, "Be brave today." So he learned to be brave. The winter, that changed everything. The village sat between frozen fields and quiet forests. Other children had siblings to walk with, laughter to share, noise to fill the cold air. Luka had only the sound of his boots crunching in the snow. At school, he was the quiet boy in the back. His coat was older. His lunch was smaller. Children notice these things. They don't always mean to be cruel, but they can be. One afternoon, after being laughed at for his worn-out gloves, Luka didn't go home. He walked to the old train station at the edge of town, the one no one used anymore. He sat there, watching trains pass without stopping. He imagined his father on one of them. He imagined a future where he wasn't invisible. The man at the station. That's when he met Mr. Novak, an elderly man who fed birds near the tracks. "You come here to run away," the man said gently, not as a question. Luka shrugged. Mr. Novak handed him a small notebook. "If the world won't listen to you," he said, "write it down. Snow remembers everything." Luka didn't understand what that meant. But that night, under a dim yellow lamp, he wrote his first sentence. "Today I felt small, but I am still here." Words became warmth. Every day after school, Luka returned to the station. He wrote about the cold, about missing his father, about wanting new gloves, about pretending not to care. Years passed. His father returned older, tired, apologetic, but something inside Luka had already changed. He no longer waited for someone to see him. He had learned to see himself. The letter that came back. When Luka was 17, one of his teachers found his notebook. Instead of scolding him for daydreaming, she submitted one of his entries to a youth writing competition. Months later, a letter arrived. He had won. The prize wasn't money. It was publication. His story about a lonely European winter and a boy who listened to the snow was printed in a national magazine. For the first time, people were reading his silence. The real lesson. Years later, at a book signing in a busy European city, someone asked him, "How did you become a writer?" Luka smiled. "I was a lonely child," he said, "and loneliness has a voice. If you're brave enough to hear it, message." Childhood in Europe, like anywhere in the world, can be beautiful, but it can also be cold. And sometimes the strongest children are not the loudest ones. They are the ones who survive the quiet. If you'd like, I can also create a YouTube title and description for this story. Make a thumbnail idea with text and color concept. Turn this into a short emotional video script with background music cues.